Ending rules: doubling, drop E, and Y to I. Knowing how to spell words can be tricky sometimes, especially longer words. When we add suffixes to words, there are some important things to know. A suffix is a letter or group of letters added to the end of a word to form a different word. Let's look at 4 common suffixes and how we have to remember some things when we add them to words. ed, which says id, d, and t. ing, ing. er, est, est. Something I want you to notice about all these suffixes that we're focusing on is that they are vowel suffixes, which means they begin with a vowel. The first rule that we're going to be talking about is the doubling rule. When a vowel suffix is added to a word that ends in a single consonant, we need to double that consonant. We can use 1, 1, 1 to help simplify it. If a word has 1 syllable, 1 short vowel, and 1 final consonant, then you follow the doubling rule. Let's look at hop. Does it have 1 syllable? Hop. Check. Does it have 1 short vowel? The O says ah. Check. Does it have 1 final consonant? It has a P after the vowel. Check. So if we add a suffix to hop, we double the final consonant, the P, and then we would have hopped or hopping with 2 P's. Let's look at mad. Does it have 1 syllable? Check. Does it have 1 short vowel? Check. Does it have 1 final consonant? Check. So if we add a suffix to mad, we double the D and we get madder, or we might get maddest. Now, we only do this with vowel suffixes. Suffixes that start with a consonant are called consonant suffixes. If we put ly on mad, which is a consonant suffix, then we do not double it. So it would just be madly with a D, not doubled. Should we double it if we put ness on mad? Nope, it's not a vowel suffix. So madness looks like this with just 1 D. Let's look at another rule. This one is called drop the E. When a word ends in a silent E, you drop that E before adding a vowel suffix. So here's the word joke. See how it has a silent E? Let's make it joked. So we drop the E and then we add ed. If we kept that E and then we also added ed, that wouldn't look right. Now some of you might think, well, you just add a D instead, but it helps us stay consistent with the rule if we think of it as dropping the E and then adding the ed. Let's look at smile. If we change it to smiling, we drop the E and then we add ing. Here is cute. Let's make it cuter. So we drop the E and then we add er. Cuter. Let's make safe into safest. Drop that silent E and then add est. Now again, this is only with vowel suffixes. If we add a consonant suffix such as tyt to make it safety, we would not drop the E and it would look like this. Or if we added ness to safe, we would keep that E and safeness would look like this. The final rule is Y to I. When a word ends in a Y, we change the Y to I before adding a suffix. So copy ends in a Y. To make it copied, we change that Y to I and then we add ed. Copier, we change the Y to I and we add er. Here is lazy. Let's make it lazier. So first, let's change that final Y to an I and then add er. Lazier. Change lazy to laziest. The Y changes to an I and we add est. This rule applies to any suffix, even consonant suffixes. So if we wanted to add ness to lazy, then we would do the same thing and we change the Y to I and add N-E-S-S to make it laziness. Here's bunny. If a word ends in a Y and we want to make it plural or more than one, we don't change the Y to I and just add S. We actually have to change the Y to I and then add ES when a word ends in Y. So if we want to change candy to candies, we change the Y to I and add ES. There are some Y to I exceptions. The Y does not turn to I if the word ends in a vowel and then a Y. Like in pray, it has AY. So when you add a suffix, you keep the A and Y together because they're a vowel team. Another time Y does not turn to I is when the suffix is ing, because if you turn the Y to I, like in flying, then you would have two I's in a row. So you keep that Y before you add the suffix ing. Woo, that is a lot to remember. Let's review these rules and practice to see if you can remember what to do. So just to recap, we have the doubling rule, 1-1-1, where we double the last letter before adding a vowel suffix. We also have drop the E, where we drop a silent E and add a vowel suffix. And finally, we have Y to I, where we change the Y to an I and add any suffix. So let's turn skate to skating. Which rule do we need to remember? Well, it ends in a silent E, so we need the drop the E rule. So we drop the E and add ing. Let's change sunny to sunnier. Which rule? It ends in a Y, so Y to I. So we change the Y to an I and add ER. How about shop to shopped? Which rule? It has one syllable, one short vowel, and one consonant after the vowel. So it's the doubling 1-1-1 rule. And we double the P and add ED. Let's change puppy to puppies. Which rule? Y to I. So the Y is changed to an I and we add ES. Sad to saddest. Which rule? Doubling 1-1-1. Brave to braver. Which rule? Drop the E. Dance to dancing. Which rule? Drop the E. Party to parties. Which rule? Y to I. That's a lot to remember, and we covered a lot. So check out the link below for some practice pages and also more videos on suffixes.